Okay, let's do this thing. Smackdown, Smackdown. Well, I guess there's a couple newsworthy things on this show tonight. So, what do we got to say about Friday Night Smackdown? Since, the whole 1,000 day celebration and stuff from last week, what do we got really going on here, huh? What do we really have going on? Obviously, the playback for, I would even playback, what am I talking about? Well, I guess the recap from last week of everything that went down, the 1,000 day celebration between the Usos, Bloodline, or basically the whole same thing, of course. And we kicked off the show with Paul Heyman and um, Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa in the ring. Heyman was trying to do his introduction till Jey Uso walked out. Jay just kind of walked around looking as Heyman says, "Listen, you got this all wrong. Okay, come on, like we didn't want to, it's not Solo's fault. It's not Heyman's fault or Roman's fault. This is all Jimmy's fault, okay? We didn't want this to happen, but Jimmy made up his mind, and Jay, you can do something different here, all right? And you're not a threat. It was always Jimmy that was out for him. After what happened to Night of Champions, something had to be done. Someone needed to pay for all of this. So someone had to get some type of payback and everything. And Jey Uso basically just kind of walked around. Heyman says, "Listen, we all did this for you. You could be the next tribal chief. That's what we're grooming you for, okay? You can be that person. Like, you could be the next tribal chief. You could become a world champion one day. But we need an answer right now. Also, we have a deal for you, okay? To get a U.S. title match that Heyman has made." Which Jay said, "All right, I'll take that U.S. title match. I'll take that. But for the other deal, I'm gonna come back to y'all about that." And he ended up walking off. So obviously, Heyman and the Usos right there, basically, well, Jay Uso right there, trying to see if they can still have Jay in the with the bloodline, because Jimmy's out. They basically said that Jimmy is gone. That's why he's going for a singles title now, because there is no Usos, so there is no tag team to go for the tag team titles. But he can go for a singles belt. Next, right after, was Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali. Since Mustafa Ali is a free agent and can just hop on any show right now, which they're doing with a lot of these guys. That's why I've probably seen them show up on NXT a lot, because they need the ratings and stuff. But um, LA Knight was on commentary. Santos won. I kind of figured he was going to win anyways, given they got Ali kind of going for what, the North American title on NXT? I don't know. I guess, Brock Lesnar, he told him to get a life, so now he's just showing up anywhere right now. But it was an okay match, though. I will say that. Not surprised Santos won here, so Santos got the win. Um, right after that, Sami Zayn, which then again, this kind of comes to the argument of anybody from Raw, which nobody really stays on the same show, even when drafted. And I would like to kind of give the tag team champions an exception, given that they're holding two sets of tag team belts. So I would kind of assume they can just hop in and out. But Sami Zayn, once again, talking to Jey Uso. Listen, remember, we're in the bloodline and everything. This is different now. Think about this. You could be a singles guy and all that stuff, but, you got to remember um, the bloodline and all that stuff. You cannot trust them and everything, because he knew what implode and stuff. So Sammy trying to talk to Jay as usual. Um, right after that, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions came out, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, which honestly I haven't really seen them. I think they had like one match on here, and most of the times in promo packages. And then Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler came out there saying we run this division and stuff, and we want competition and all that, which they end up, I guess, having a proposing a match. Basically, it was going to be for, I guess, to unify the tag team titles now. Which I'm surprised NXT just didn't even take the belt back and put them on their show. Now you're just gonna unify them, which is just gonna what, I guess, all the tag titles. Which, listen, the women's tag team titles were showing up on Raw and SmackDown anyways. Then again, I actually kind of forgot Rousey and them were the tag team champions. Then again, it's not really a lot of tag teams on Raw or SmackDown anyways. The majority of them are just makeshift tag teams. The only tag team they really had that they just drafted from NXT was Kaden and Casey, but they just lost anyways Monday. So I don't know. Like, I forgot Rousey and them were even the tag champions. I really did. And then again, I forgot Isla Dawn and Alpha Fire were kind of still holding the NXT tag ones. Like, so we're just gonna unify them instead of just, I don't know, send them back to NXT. So I guess the tag champions can show up on 3 shows once they're unified then. Bailey went against Mia Yim in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Bailey got the win, not surprised from there. AJ was on commentary, but then next thing you know, Scarlett walked up and threw some red power in his face, and then Cross tried to choke him out from behind. Um, Mia Yim ended up, kind of backing him off then as Scarlett ended up jumping into Cross as they backed off. Cross, I don't even know what to say about Cross right now, which I said, so he's going to be back in a feud with AJ, which 9 times out of 10, he will lose to AJ again. He literally lost to him literally like, what, a few weeks ago? So now I don't know what to say about Cross right now. I really don't. At this point, I feel like they're just trying to find anything for him, but nothing is either sticking or he's going to take an L. And I mean, he's literally just going to take an L because that's all we really see Cross do is just take L's at this point. I don't want to say this is like the Mark Merrill Sable thing. I know there's been a lot of comparisons with that lately, but I don't know what do you do with Cross right now. I really don't. And then it's like, what? This age, what is like, who is he beating? His whole gimmick is literally just pull out a card every week and see who he's gonna lose to. So it's not like he's beating anybody. And I guess they want to continue with AJ because I guess AJ's got nothing better to do, so they got to throw him against Cross now. So we'll see, but 9 times out of 10, Cross will lose. Right after that, um, the WWE Women's Championship new title belt was introduced. Asuka giving up her Raw Women's title, which, listen, this is literally the same belt from last week that they gave Roman. The only difference is it's just a white strap, okay? It's not no new title, which apparently now, since they're doing that, I guess Ripley's title will be like the world title, and they'll call it the women's Raw, not Raw, but what world women I don't even know what to say. And I get it's a division thing too, so I guess you could put the world thing. It gets confusing because there's only really one world title. I never really call it the women's title, the world title to begin with. I guess you could say because of division, but I just usually call it the women's title, not the world championship, because only one world championship. And in case of WWE, there's only 2 world championships right now. But Roman is technically still the main world champion in general. But listen, this is the same belt they gave Roman last week. It's nothing new. It's nothing different. It's the same WWE title. Just like I said last week when they gave Roman that belt. It's the same WWE championship with just a little more gold in the back and it's a black strap. The difference with this belt, this is just a white strap. So it's nothing really creative and nothing new. And apparently that whatever title they will give Ripley will look like the world title that Seth is holding right now. So no, it's nothing new. Literally the same belt, different strap. But if she got the new title, Charlotte made her return then. Oh boy, Charlotte has been seen since WrestleMania. And if it's against Asuka, I think we know who's going to win it. Charlotte says, I don't need to get in line. I am the line. And I respect Asuka, but I want that title. And Asuka said, challenge accepted. Asuka tried to miss Charlotte, but Charlotte ended up big booting her then. So yeah, Charlotte back in, and it will be a title match. Obviously, going into SummerSlam, we're getting closer to. Apparently, it may be Charlotte versus Bianca, because Bianca was already pissed that she didn't get her rematch and still wants her rematch after still being in the back half the night. So it may be Bianca versus Charlotte, because I feel like Asuka is just going to be a transitional champion. With Charlotte, I don't. How many times has Charlotte beaten Asuka, especially for the title? What, three times, I believe. WrestleMania. One was on Smackdown, kind of a little bit before WrestleMania. I know it was a third time. I just don't remember it all the way. But I believe it'll happen again. Um, Next, Jay was getting ready in the back, came and talked about, we still want an answer and everything. We can have a celebration once Roman is back next week for that U.S. title win. You could be the next tribal chief. And he said, that sounds great. But here's the thing. Um, I don't know why you look so happy, because if I'm in the bloodline, you out. Okay? You out. And Heyman just put the phone to his face, and I'm sure he said, call Roman Reigns, which is so funny. He says, call Roman Reigns, but we never hear the phone ring. It's almost like he has it on speaker. It's, call Roman Reigns. Call Roman Reigns, but we never hear the phone ring. Next, though, like I said, other than more people showing up from different shows, Baron Corbin went against Pete Dunne in a qualifying match. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were there, given that Corbin has been on NXT lately. And beating up Carmelo Hayes. I guess going for the NXT title for reasons I don't know. But with free agents that are showing up on NXT, so now NXT is showing up on SmackDown. And Corbin lost very fast. And then, you know, Mello and Williams tried to jump the guardrail and go for Corbin, but security and referees got away. So that feud's still going. Pete Dunne was in the back. He's gonna be in his home country, UK, for fight night. Corbin tried to get involved, but Cameron Grimes ended up punching him in. Io Shirai went against Shotzi, Money in the Bank qualifying match. Io won. Bailey helped a little, so boom, there you go. Io's in. No surprise there. Sammy and Kevin were in the back talking about, Jey Uso and everything, which, they're still part of his bloodline stuff. Next thing you know, all the tag teams on SmackDown just walk up and won a title shot. Pretty Deadly, the Good Brothers, the Brawling Brutes, the LWO, and the Street Profits was Owens. Says, where you all coming from? Stop standing. You're standing too close to me. Adam Pearce basically said gauntlet match next week to see who becomes the number one contender. And then in the main event, we did have Austin Theory versus Jey Uso for the U.S. title, which honestly, I was kind of hoping they were going to have Jey Uso win because Theory is just mid and whatever to me right now. I just don't really care. I forget he even beat John Cena at WrestleMania, unless I'm even reminded, which I even somewhat question what was the point of even putting him over now, because like, dude is just whatever to me right now. He's just holding a belt. Um, I don't know, mid. But obviously, as this match went on, referee goes down. Pretty Deadly come out and try to attack, but Jimmy ended up showing up. Jimmy was here tonight, super kicking him out of the ring. Solo tried to spike him, but Jay stopped him then. Jimmy went for a super kick, but ended up attacking his own brother after that. Jimmy then threw Solo out the ring, a little bit rough, but he got him out of there. And Theory just ran in and stole the win. Right after that, Jay was pissed off. Jimmy tried to apologize. Solo and Heyman just kind of looked on as, he's calling Roman Reigns again, as Jay was kind of disappointed with Jimmy out there. So obviously it's going to be a lot of more stuff going in the next week. If, who can Jay trust? Will he stay with his brother or will he go and join back with Roman Reigns in the bloodline? But obviously a lot going on SmackDown in the next couple weeks from the women's title being on the line. Actually, yeah, it's just women's title, and that's not even the SmackDown women's title. It was the Raw, but now it's the women's title and gauntlet matches. And for some reason, AJ and Cross and Mia Yim and Scarlett and Roman Reigns will be back next week. So they're really trying to load up SmackDown as much as possible, okay? So other than that, that's all I really got to say about SmackDown this week. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodieKnight890. I will see y'all then. Peace out.